Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Right. Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yam pravrajantamanupetamapetakrītyam dvaipayano virahakātara ājuhāva putreti tanmayataya taravobhinedus tam sarvabhuta hridayam munimanatosmi. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I welcome you to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for All session. Today is May 13th, 2026. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 9, Mother Yaśodā binds Lord Krishna. So in yesterday's session, we read that when Yaśodamayi returned from the pot, so she went to take care of the milk pot, she took it off the stove, set it aside, and then she came back. What did she see when she came back into the room? Uttarya gopy sushritam payah punaha. Payaha. That means she took out, she put the pot, she took it off the stove and put it down. Utar diya. She took the pot consisting of the hot milk. She put it down. And punaha pravishya. Once again she entered into the room. Samdrishya. What did she see when she came back? Samdrishya cha dadhi amatrakam bhagnam. So that pot, amatrakam, means a very cute pot. When she saw that it's broken, her first reaction was, oh, she felt sorry for that pot. So she put her left index finger on her nose and she was like, oh, this was such a nice pot. It was a nice, well-finished, cute pot, shiny and sturdy pot, which she would use all the time to churn the yogurt to make butter. That pot is broken. So that was her first reaction. Are, like that. What happened to this pot? Poor pot, like that. She felt sorry for that pot. She got pity for that pot. Such a nice pot, it's broken. Then the next thing is, who has done this? Who could have done this? Did the servants do it? Nobody can dare to do this. The servants cannot dare to do this. Who would dare to come into Nanda Maharaj's house, break the butter pot and just go away like that? Nobody could do this. Certainly it's not anyone else's work. So then, certainly this is the work of my son. Vilokya swasutasya karma. This is my son's work only. This cannot be anyone else's work. This breaking this pot, it is certainly the activity of my son. And she confirmed it with logic, because nobody else can dare to do such a thing in Nanda Maharaj's house and just go away like that. Nanda Maharaj is the king of all the Vaishyas there. Who could do that? So certainly it's not the work of any of the maid servants. This is my son's work only. And then she laughed. The next thing was, why? Do you remember why Yaśodāmayi laughed? After seeing that, she confirmed that it is the work of Krishna. Then why did she laugh? What was she thinking?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Pranam, Mataji. Was it thing, if I'm like, that how such a small boy is so angry? He
Yes.
has a...
1 point.
That was 1 point, yeah, I remember. I think that is the only point I remember in this context.
Okay. Yes, that's there. 1 point. She thought that such a small boy and he has such anger. A 3-year-old boy is just a small boy and he has so much anger that he broke the pot. So that's one thing. So she's like, this boy is not an ordinary kid. So she laughed. And then, first of all, she understood also. It is done my son means she also understood he's angry. Why he's angry? Because I put him down and he was drinking milk, like I was giving him milk, and then he became angry that he was not able to drink fully. He was not satisfied. It's okay, bachcha hai, right? He got angry. But then she also saw that's one thing that like he's that means he's so mischievous, right? He has so much anger and he's so mischievous. One thing. Then kitna chatur hai. How clever he is. He broke the pot and caused all the yogurt. So she was churning, so it was yogurt mixed with water. Everything is now gone. The whole thing is spread all over the floor. So how cleverly he broke it. She was right there, a few steps away, but he broke it in such a way that she didn't hear anything without making any sound. Quietly, he broke it, he spilled all the yogurt, and then he disappeared also from there. Why? Again, so how expert he is, how clever he is. Why clever? Because he understood that now my mother, if she comes, she's going to beat me because he did mischief. So he disappeared from there. He went away from there. And of course, how mischievous he is. Itna gussa hai, so he has so much anger. So he's so mischievous, he's so clever, and he's so expert. Expert because he broke it in such a way that no sound came. Clever because after breaking, he just ran away from there, so he will escape punishment. And he's so mischievous because he got so much anger in such a small boy that he just, he just broke everything. And then soch ke she's laughing. Itna chota bachcha. He's so smart karke. And also so much anger and how expert he is. So she just laughed. Okay. So then Jahasa means she laughed. And he was not to be seen there also. So she didn't see him, he went away. So after that, we also saw in the next verse that what did she do? She do after that. What happened was when all that yogurt spilled, it was everywhere actually. Krishna tried to escape, but he could not get away without stepping in the yogurt. There was no way. So therefore he had to go step inside the yogurt, and then when he was walking out, those footprints, his footprints with yogurt were there. So we also saw how he now entered, he got out of the kitchen and entered into the house. And he went into the room. When he entered the house, he entered into the room where butter was kept. Hayangavam means previous day's butter, or butter made from previous day's milk, was hanging there. He took it and he sat down and he ate it. And after eating, then he didn't stay there, because if he stays there, he will be caught by Yaśodamayi and he'll get beaten. So he took the pot and he went outside the house through the private door, or not the main door, but the side door or the back door, like that, the private door. He went outside. Where did he go? He went into the yard, like the courtyard. He went into the yard. And there, this ukhal, the grinding mortar, was kept upside down. So he went, climbed on top of that, sat there cross-legged with the pot in his lap, and now he called all the monkeys and he started distributing that butter to the monkeys. He himself ate it, and now he started feeding all the monkeys. And of course, because it was, that butter is also not material, that is also transcendental. So even though it's just one pot, Krishna is feeding all the monkeys, so many monkeys, no problem. There was plenty of butter there. Okay, so that's what he's doing. And now meanwhile, Yaśodamayi, she's trying to find him. We also read yesterday that following those footprints, Yaśodamayi saw that those footprints are going inside the house, inside that room where butter was kept. So she wanted to catch him. So if she just went directly, then he will run away. He will hear. Maharaj even says that she tied her ankle bells so that he won't hear. So very dabe paon se, right? Like a cat, she went slowly. And she waited outside the door for some time. And then she just, like bending her neck like this, she looked inside to see if Krishna is there. Or she was expecting him to be there. So she just looked inside. What did she see? The pot of butter which was hanging from the ceiling was not there. Krishna was also not there. The door is open. Very slowly, she came inside. And then through that door, she came out and she saw Krishna sitting on the grinding mortar, which was inverted upside down. He was sitting there. But his back was towards the door. So he was not able to see her. So now she's tiptoeing slowly to go and catch him. She didn't want to go there immediately, because if he saw her, he would just run away. She wants to catch him. So slowly she started going towards Krishna. She was just about to reach Krishna. So then we have to see what happened next in today's verse. And also, what was Krishna's position while he was feeding the monkeys? What was his condition? What was going on in him? What was the thought process in Krishna's mind? While he was feeding to the monkeys, what was going on? No?
Is
Yeah.
it that during Lord Ramavatar that he didn't like
That's there.
monkey?
That's there.
Okay.
But with this particular,
He
after
was keeping his eyes moving here and there because he was very vigilant that Yaśodamäyi can come at any time and beat him or like that. He was scared.
Yes.
So he was very vigilant, keeping his eyes here and there like that.
Exactly. So he was experiencing two emotions. One was fear. Yaśodamäyi might come, and he's constantly looking. She can come from this direction or that direction. And if she comes from this direction, then how he has to go, right? Where he has to go. And if she comes from there, then how? So he's looking, 180 degrees, this way, that way. While feeding also, he's alert. And but also he's angry. Why she left me like that? Why she left me and went away? That wealth is more, she's more concerned about the wealth. Maharaj says very nicely, His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj says, Krishna is thinking, इस घर में मेरा कोई मूल्य नहीं है. Nobody cares for me in this house. I didn't drink my milk. She didn't care about that. She just put me down on the floor like I'm some, a bag of grain or something, just put it down, and she went away to go and protect that milk. Are 1 liter milk, if 1 liter milk is lost, what's the loss? 1 day's milk is lost, what's the loss? She's more concerned of the milk than me. So he was angry. And because of that anger, and even we discussed about his anger also, that anger was also very sweet. But he says, Maharaj says that anger was so fortunate to touch Krishna's lips. We saw in that was, he was biting his reddish lips with his teeth, small, small teeth. He was biting out of anger. So that anger was so fortunate to touch Krishna's lips. And so that anger was there. So that's why he just took that butter, he ate it, and you're so concerned about that milk. See what I will do. I will destroy all your wealth now. That's the idea. So he broke the pot and then he took the butter and he ate himself and he's feeding all the monkeys. Anger. And at the same time, fear is also there. Oh, he knows that he broke the pot. She can come and beat me. So he's looking. So that's where we stop. Text 8. Today we have to start text 9. Let's see. So we saw, text 9. So Yaśodamäyi, she is very cautiously approaching from behind. Let's see what happened after that. Tam ātta-yaṣṭiṁ prasamīkṣya satvaras tato varuhyāpasasāra bhītavat gopy anvadhāvan nayamāpa yogināṁ kṣamaṁ praveṣṭuṁ tapaseritaṁ manaḥ. Tam ātta-yaṣṭiṁ prasamīkṣya satvaras tato varuhyāpasasāra bhītavat anvadhāvan nayamāpa yogināṁ kṣamaṁ praveṣṭuṁ tapaseritaṁ manaḥ. Now, when Yaśodamayi came, like when she was approaching, what was she thinking? Yaśodamayi, what was she thinking? You see, both of them are alert now. Krishna is very alert that she might come and catch him. So he's very alert to see if she's coming. Yaśodamayi is also very, very alert that he may not run away. So very, very cautiously she's moving forward because she wants to catch him. Both are very alert. She picked up a stick in her hand. She took a nice stick, a small stick like a cane. She took in her hand. Why? To teach Krishna a good lesson. There was no intention of beating Krishna, but to scare him so that he won't do this mischief again, to teach him a good lesson. Because every day, Yaśodamayi is hearing complaints about Krishna. The gopis are coming and telling him, he comes to our house every day, he steals butter and yogurt. Not only that, just he's going everywhere, here, there, and he's stealing butter and he's eating. So Yaśodamayi is thinking, until now, I didn't believe it, when the gopis said, because Krishna would say, no, they're all lying, right? But today I know for a fact, he actually does. Because I saw with my own eyes. With my own eyes means her pot is broken. And now he took butter and he's feeding the monkeys. So if he's doing in his house here, in her house in front of her, if he's doing, certainly he's doing it in other places also. When all these gopis are coming and complaining, they're not lying. It's true. So this boy has to be taught a lesson. He has to be corrected. See, he broke such an... What is for such a small thing? She just put him there to go and take care of the hot milk just for a minute and she would come back. For such a small thing, he broke the pot and all that yogurt, everything is now spoiled. It's wasted. So much yogurt is wasted for nothing. So this boy, if I don't correct him now, he'll be spoiled. So he has to be taught a lesson. So that's why she picked up a stick. This is what Yaśodamayi is thinking. She's thinking, this is too much. Like, so today he's just breaking a pot. Tomorrow he'll do something more, isn't it? If you don't tell the child, if you don't make the child realize that this is not acceptable, he'll do even more. For small, small things, he will do such things. It's not right. It's not correct. He should be taught a lesson not to do this. So that's why she's thinking, this is too much. He must be taught a lesson. So therefore, she picked up a stick in her hand to scare Krishna and to teach him a lesson. And taking that stick in her hand, she walked very slowly. Krishna is sitting there on that wooden grinding mortar. She's coming from behind, tiptoeing, like a cat walks, right? You cannot hear any sound like that. And she approached him. But Krishna was a very Krishna is a very clever boy. So here we are seeing Tam ātta-yaṣṭiṁ. Ātta-yaṣṭiṁ means in her hand she is carrying a stick. Yaśodamayi is carrying a stick. ऐसे यशोदामाई को जो अपने हाथ में छड़ी लेकर आ रही है. Tam means that Yaśodamayi. ātta-yaṣṭiṁ, in whose hand there is a stick. Prasamīkṣya. Prasamīkṣya. What is this? This word is very, very significant here. Krishna is so clever because he was alert. He's looking in all directions. So he saw Yaśodamayi coming. But he didn't just see. Prasamīkṣya. Iksha means seen. Pra means prakrishtena. And sam means samyag. Prakrishtena means it is emphasizing बहुत अच्छी तरह से, very nicely. Iksha, he's seen. Samyak means also same thing. That means twice it is said. That means he's very keenly he's observing. Yaśodamayi, when she came with a stick in her hand, he looked at that stick in her hand. Very keenly he's observing, as if he is, it was unbelievable for him. Prasamīkṣya. Very, very keenly he looked at Yaśodamayi coming with a stick. He saw her. He observed very nicely. Swahasta tadanartham, punish karne ke liye. In order to punish, in her own hands, she has picked up a stick to beat him. This is how Krishna is saying. Now you may wonder, why is he seeing so keenly? What is the need to see so keenly? Because this is the very first time that he is seeing Yaśodamayi coming with a stick. Before this, she had never ever taken a stick in her hand. Of course, Krishna is just 3 years old. But we see his activities were like those of a 5-year-old. That means he would do activities that a 5-year-old boy could do, like that. But this is the very first time he saw a stick in Yaśodamayi's hand. That's why it was like, is this true? Am I seeing a stick in Yaśodamayi's hand? Oh my God, she's going to come to beat me? Like that. It was unbelievable for him. That's why he's just staring, like that. Is this real? Like that. Prasamīkṣya. He never saw Yaśodamayi carry a stick in her hand and coming towards him to beat him. So that was his feeling. What is this? Right? Normally, whenever he did some mischief, she would at most scold him, right? Chastise him. But never did she take a stick in her hand before. This was the first time. So that's why he's like, oh, she's bringing a stick also. That's why prasamīkṣya, very, very carefully, he's looking at that stick in her hand. Generally, she doesn't do this. But today, he's seeing an unexpected thing. He never expected Yaśodamayi to bring a stick. So this was completely unexpected. And then he confirmed it. Is it really a stick? What is it in her hand? Oh, it is actually a stick. He confirmed it. And then, as soon as he confirmed that it is a stick and she's coming towards him, and she was coming very slowly also, right? So she was coming to catch him. Immediately, he became alert and he jumped off that ukhal, that grinding mortar. He jumped down that grinding mortar and he started running. he started to run. In which direction was he running? He was running towards the main entrance, Puradwaram or Simhadwaram. He started running. So he's in the courtyard. From there, he started running towards the main entrance. That means, there's a boundary, like the gate, like the main entrance. So he started running towards that in the courtyard. Now, this entrance was not just the entrance to Yaśodamayi's house. There were other houses next to hers. There were neighbors, and all of them had a common entrance. So that means there will be people living there also. Gopas, gopis will be living there also in other homes. Yaśodamayi wants to catch him and he's running. And why is Krishna running? To escape beating from Yaśodamayi, to escape beating with that stick. He's running. And in that direction only, when he goes towards the entrance, these Yamala Arjuna trees are also there. He ran. And how did he run? Bhītavat. Bhītavat. Bhīta means fearful. Vat means as if. Bhītavat means as if he's fearful. What does that mean? So we'll just go over the words. Satvaraha, prasamīkṣya, after observing that and confirming that she's actually bringing a stick, very quickly, tataha means from there, from that place or from that, wherever he was sitting on that ukal, grinding mortar, avaruhya, he got down. He got down from that ukal. He jumped down from that grinding mortar, and then apasasāra. Apasasāra. He literally ran. He fled from there. How? Bhītavat. As if he was very fearful. Why is it said bhītavat? He's just fearful, could have been said. He's not fearful. He is not fearful actually. Why is he not fearful? You see, he saw that stick and he was like, my God, she has a stick in her hand. So he ran. And externally, he showed that he was actually fearful. He was actually, like sometimes, not sometimes, many times, children, if they are going to get, they did some mischief and now they're going to get a punishment, right? When they're asked, before they can, to escape punishment, they just start crying. Yes? Or, like, not actually, it's not that, they are really crying, but to escape that punishment, to escape that punishment, they just start, like scary, they're scared and they start crying so that the parent will feel, pity and will just let them go. So they just, I don't know if there's a word for that in English, but, they take advantage of that, like they just, act, basically act. But it's done, it's not that they're actually, nervous and fearful, but they just start crying to escape that punishment which is coming, like that. So Krishna, in his heart, he was not fearful. Now you may ask why he's not fearful. Because he knows my mother will never beat him. My mother will never beat me. He has that confidence. Why? She loves him so much. Ordinary children know what to speak of Krishna. Not that because he's the Supreme Lord, not in that sense, but he's the best child, right? So, the most clever child. So he had full confidence. My mother won't beat me. She's not going to beat me. She loves me so much, she won't beat me. So therefore, he was not really fearful in his heart. However, he's like, he's just running and appearing like he's fearful. Okay. So now we shouldn't think this is like he's pretending to be fearful. It's not that. It's not that because he knows he's the Supreme Lord and he's just acting. Not like that. That's why I gave the example of a child. When he's going to get punished, he just starts crying before he's punished, like that. So Yaśodā, he knows she's not going to beat me, but still he's running away from her because she's running after him with a stick. So he has that confidence in his heart, she's not going to beat me, but still externally he's showing that he's fearful. So she'll have some, like she'll become softened, right? So she will minimize her whatever punishment that she was thinking of. Her heart will become softer. But he knows that she's not going to beat me. She cannot beat me. That's why he had that confidence. So he was not actually fearful that she's going to beat him. That's why it is said bhītavat, as if he was scared, as if. So he was not really scared inside, but externally he's showing that he is fearful and he's running from Yaśodamayi. This is one meaning. Another meaning of bhītavat is when a person is really fearful, how does he run? What is the expression on his face and how does he run? When somebody is actually fearful. So Krishna ran like that. You understand the difference? Bhītavat means the way a fearful person runs, Krishna ran like that. That doesn't mean he is fearful. But you're getting the point? The way a fearful person runs, Krishna ran like that. He's not fearful, but he looked like a person who is fearful. The way he runs, he looked like that. So that's the second meaning. So you got both meanings. First meaning is bhītavat, because he's actually not fearful, but externally he showed that he was fearful. He was running. So externally he's showing that he's fearful, but in reality, he was not fearful. Why? He had confidence. My mother loves me so much, she cannot beat me with a stick. She cannot. I mean, this is common sense actually, like between father and mother, mothers are softer, fathers are more strict. And that's required also like that, so that to balance, right? To balance. So children also, if the father is angry, then they get scared that really something they'll go and hide behind the mother or something. And when the mother is angry, it's not the same because they know. You understand? There is anyway, I don't want to divert the topic, but here the message that I'm saying is, he had that confidence that my mother is not going to beat me. So that confidence was there. That's why he was not really fearful. But bhītavat, externally, he showed like he was fearful, but in reality, he was not fearful. Bhītavat. And the other meaning is, he ran the way a fearful person would run. That means, if you looked at him, you will get the impression that a fearful person is running. He looked like that. He looked like a fearful person would run. Bhītavat. Okay. So now, where is Krishna running? He's running towards the main entrance, Puradwaram, after jumping down from that grinding mortar, and he took off. He's fleeing, he's running, and it appeared that he was very fearful. He was running. And gopyanvadhāvan nayam apa yogināṁ. So gopyanvadhāvan. What did Yaśodamayi do when Krishna was running? Gopi means here Yaśodamayi. Anvadhāvat. She also started running behind Krishna. You see, Yaśodamayi is also running after Krishna. She is a grown-up person. And also, a grown-up lady, woman. She's a woman, a grown-up woman. And this is not just, there are other houses also in that same compound with the common entrance. It's not a nice thing to see a grown-up woman, and she was heavy. And when it is said it is heavy, it doesn't mean that she's fat. She was, she was very beautiful. And, she was a big person. Not that she's a fat person, but she was big, grown up. And for a woman to be running like that, it doesn't look good. Especially if there are other men, it's not nobody would like to see. The men wouldn't like to see, and women also wouldn't like to run like that. But today was a special day. What was today? Deepavali. And this was early in the morning. Everybody was gone. That's why in the beginning it was said, even in her house, all the maids and everyone was busy with other things. They had gone out for marketing, etc. One student asked, early in the morning, what marketing people will do? Everybody's gone. And then another student only answered in the classroom when this was being discussed. Another student answered, actually, the sabji walas who bring vegetables and milk products, they come early in the morning only. These markets open early in the morning. By 5:30, they're open. And if you go early, you get fresh things. So nobody was there because it was Deepavali. Nobody was there in the houses. The men were not there. Women also were not there at that time when she was running after Krishna. So she was also very carefree because nobody was around. She was running freely to catch Krishna. She didn't have to feel awkward, that maybe somebody is watching me or anything. In the courtyard, she was running with a stick in her hand. She was chasing after Krishna to catch him. And Krishna is running towards the main entrance. Then how is it that on this particular day, all men and women, everybody was gone? This is all arranged by Yogamaya. You see, Yogamaya's Leela Shakti is controlling everything. So she arranged in such a way that Yaśodā, nobody was around, so that this Leela can take place. So because of Yogamaya, by her control, by her arrangement, nobody was there in the courtyard. And Yaśodamayi is chasing after Krishna, running. Krishna almost reached the entrance, Puradwaram. He reached he didn't yet. He was just about to reach there. And Yaśodāmayi is also following him. One more thing is, when Krishna was running, it appeared like she's just about to catch him, but she wouldn't be able to. He would run away. Like she would be so close, right? It would be as if like she would just be able to catch him now, touch him now, but he would be gone. And she's chasing after him. He's a small boy, he's running, and she's a, big person. She was getting tired also, but she didn't stop. She kept running after Krishna. So here, in this verse, we see Yaśodāmayi is running after Krishna to catch him. What is that compared to? Gopy anvadhāvan nayam apa yogināṁ. She is running after Krishna. She is running after Krishna. She began to follow him. Follow him. Who is that Krishna? Who cannot be reached even by great yogis. She is trying to reach Krishna, who cannot be reached even by great yogis. So here it is explained, what do yogis do? Yogis, they follow yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. When they come to samadhi, after that, now that means with great difficulty, their goal is to merge into Brahman. So these yogis, and for how long do they do it? In Brahma Samhita we read, Panthastu koti shatavatsara sampragamyo. Shatavatsara. Panthastu, not shatavatsara. Koti shatavatsara. Koti means 10 million. Koti shata. And 10 million times 100. Vatsara means years. For that many years, when yogis control their breathing exercise, etc., finally they'll get samadhi. And after getting that samadhi, what is their aspiration? They want to go and merge into Brahman. They manage to go and merge into Brahman. So expert, they perfected their path, Ashtanga Yoga path, they got samadhi, and they managed to go and merge into Brahman. Even though they merge into Brahman, they cannot merge into Krishna. What to speak of merging into Krishna? They cannot even touch Krishna. The yogis who are trying so hard, with great difficulty, they manage to merge into Brahman. And even those who have merged into Brahman, they cannot even touch Krishna. Merging into Krishna is far, it's way beyond their reach. They cannot even touch Krishna. That means they're trying. So even when they want to merge into Brahman, they're trying to merge into Brahman. It's not easy. It's not easy for them. It's difficult. They keep trying and trying and trying. And it doesn't happen so easily. Like that, Yaśodāmayi is chasing after Krishna, trying to catch him, but he's going away. She's not able to touch him also. She's just running after him. Running. It appears like now she's going to catch him, but he went away. The way yogis are trying to merge into Brahman after coming to Samadhi, they are trying, but it's not easy. It doesn't happen. And just when Krishna is about to reach that entrance door, at that time, Yaśodāmayi catches Krishna. Yaśodāmayi caught Krishna. How is it that Yaśodāmayi caught Krishna? Because, you see, Krishna is running away from Yaśodāmayi to escape the beating. When Krishna is running away from Yaśodāmayi, we also see later, in later pastimes, Krishna is running away from Jarasandha. Remember? Yes. Kala Yavana, Jarasandha. Krishna is running away. So they are chasing after him with their horses and everything. They were never able to catch Krishna. He ran away. They couldn't catch him. Even horses, they couldn't catch him. But now Yaśodāmayi caught. That means Krishna's running away from Yaśodāmayi was out of love. It's because of love that he is running away from Krishna. So therefore, she was able to catch him. It's not the same way as Krishna was running away from demons, like Jarasandha, when he's running. They were never able to catch him. It's not the same. His running from Jarasandha and his running from Yaśodāmayi is not the same. Jarasandha was never able to catch him. Yaśodāmayi caught him. Because here when he's running away from Yaśodāmayi out of love. So she caught him. This Yaśodāmayi's catching Krishna shows the supreme position of Yaśodāmayi over all other sadhakas. It shows how fortunate Yaśodāmayi is, how great she is. These yogis can't even touch Krishna. Even if they merge into Brahman, they can manage to merge into Brahman, but they cannot even touch Krishna. What to speak of touching? Yaśodāmayi caught him, grabbed him, and held him in her arms. This is her position. That's the greatness of her love. That personality who cannot even be touched by great yogis, he is caught and grabbed and held in her arms by Yaśodāma. She caught Krishna. So that's how Yaśodāmayi was finally, she finally caught him. And this indicates her most fortunate position. So with that description, now we will read. Tam ātta-yaṣṭiṁ. So try to follow the words. Tam ātta-yaṣṭiṁ means in Yaśodāmayi's hands, or this is that Yaśodāmayi in whose hands was a stick. Prasamīkṣya means observing very, very carefully. After observing very, very carefully, what did Krishna do? Satvaras, very quickly. Tataha, from that place or from that grinding mortar, aruhya. He jumped down, he got down, and apasasāra, bhītavat. He got down and he fled from there. He ran as if he is fearful. And Yaśodāmayi, gopy means Yaśodāmayi, she followed behind him. She also ran after him. After whom? After him who cannot be reached by the yogis. That means the yogis cannot reach him, and Yaśodāmayi is chasing after that Krishna, trying to catch him. Who is Yaśodāmayi? Yaśodāmayi is a simple cowherd woman, right? But she wants to catch that personality who great, great yogis are trying for even millions of years to reach him, and they fail to reach him. But Yaśodāmayi is determined. She's running after him to catch him. So she's running. Gopy anvadhāvan nayam apa yogināṁ. Who cannot, the yogis fail. They are not able to catch him, touch him. After Yaśodāmayi is running to catch that Lord. kṣamaṁ praveṣṭuṁ tapaseritaṁ manaḥ. And she actually was so this is about the yogis. Kṣamaṁ means, that means Yaśodamayī reached. That means she ran after him and she actually reached him. He reached and he caught him. That person who couldn't be reached by the yogis, she was able to reach him. She was not just reached, but she caught him. Praveṣṭuṁ, tapaseritaṁ manaḥ. So, we will see also Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary here. So, tapasa means these yogis, they do tapasya, austerities, penances in order to catch Krishna. So they do meditation, tapasya, etc. In spite of doing all this, they are not able to reach Krishna. But Yaśodamayī ran after him and she actually caught him. Okay. And where did she catch him? Just at the entrance of the compound, Puradwaram. So let's read now. When Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa saw his mother, stick in hand, he very quickly got down from the top of the mortar and began to flee as if very much afraid. Although yogis tried to capture him as Paramātmā by meditation, desiring to enter into the effulgence of the Lord with great austerities and penances, they failed to reach him. But Mother Yaśodā, thinking that same Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna to be her son, began following Krishna to catch him. And she caught him also. Purport. Yogis, mystics, want to catch Krishna as Paramātmā, and with great austerities and penances, they try to approach him. Yet, they cannot. Here we see, however, that Krishna is going to be caught by Yaśodā and is running away in fear. We'll see that he will be caught. He gets caught actually eventually. So Krishna is going to be caught by Yaśodā and he's running away in fear. That means the yogis are trying to catch him. They are running after him and they are not able to catch him. And here Yaśodamayī is running and Krishna is running away from her. In fear, he's running away. This illustrates the difference between the bhakta and the yogi. Yogis cannot reach Krishna, but for pure devotees like Mother Yaśodā, Krishna is already caught. Krishna was even afraid of Mother Yaśoda's stick. This was mentioned by Queen Kunti in her prayers. Bhaya-bhāvanaya sthitasya. 31st verse of the 8th chapter, 1st canto. Krishna is afraid of Mother Yaśodā and yogis are afraid of Krishna. This is the difference. Yogis are afraid of Krishna, but Krishna is afraid of his devotee, Mother Yaśodā. Yogis try to reach Krishna by Jnana Yoga and other yogas but fail. Yet, although Mother Yaśodā was a woman, Krishna was afraid of her as clearly described in this verse. We'll take a look at Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. Text 9. Yaśodā held a stick in her hand to instill fear in Krishna. He is described as very much afraid, bhītavat, because he understood the great affection of his mother, although internally Krishna had no fear. So I explained that to you. He understood the great affection of his mother. That's why he knew that she won't beat him with the stick. So therefore, he had no fear internally. Or it can mean that Krishna stood up and fled in a fearful manner. That means the way a fearful person runs, that's how Krishna ran. Queen Kunti said in Srimad Bhagavatam 8.131, Gopya dade tvayi kritagasiddham tavad yate dashashru kalilanjana sambhramaksham vaktram niniya bhayabhavanaya sthitasya samam vimohayati bhir api yad bibheti. O Krishna, Yaśodā took up a rope to bind you when you committed an offense, and your perturbed eyes overflooded with tears, which washed the mascara from your eyes. You were afraid, though fear personified is afraid of you. This sight is bewildering to me. So that was Kunti Maharani's prayer. Yaśodā chased her son, who can never be attained even by great mystics and yogis, who perform austerities, penances, and meditation, to enter Brahman. This point is made clear in verse 21, Nayam Sukhapo Bhagavan. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is not easily attainable. So again, this will come in future verse. How Krishna is not easily attainable, that will come again. Okay? I think we can maybe we should read Bhagavad. Yeah, this verse we'll read tomorrow. I will read Bhagavad Gita now. I'll just bookmark this.
Mataji, Maya is so powerful. While you're opening Bhagavad Gita, I just thought I'll quickly share if you don't mind.
Yes, Mata.
Maya is so powerful, knowing that Krishna is so supreme, and then like you said, yogis doing that many years and still they only go to Brahman, they can't even touch Krishna. Now Prabhupada has given us, don't do anything, just chant, but Maya is so powerful, or I don't know how we can, at least for me, how I can try to win over Maya, that, we're just doing directly to just Krishna, nothing else. And it's not difficult, but I don't know what comes in our way, baggages, so many things. Krishna.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji. Maya is powerful, no doubt. But association is even more powerful. So if we take that association, we see Dhruva Maharaj is asking the Supreme Lord only for one thing. He asks that please give me the association of your devotees. So when we get the association of devotees, so we should seek that association from our side. We should always seek that association, try to be in that association. Then that can save us from Maya. But if you're alone, yeah.
The bigger the problem, but the solution is given. It's up to us.
Yes.
How I
where
steer
we'll go.
my steering wheel.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the battle.
Sankirtan. Sankirtan means together. We come together and we perform kirtan. That is Sankirtan. When we are alone, usually we fall victim to Maya. But if we are in the association of devotees and together we are doing kirtan, like even Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita reading, this is also kirtan, Shravanam and Kirtanam. That's what great devotees also do. They just come together, even when they are perfected beings also. They like to come and sit together, and everyone is actually liberated personality, but still they enjoy this Ishtagoshti, right? This Krishna Katha. Because all of them are perfected, they will just select one person amongst them as the speaker, and they'll say, you speak, and everyone will be listening, and then they will discuss on that, and they get great pleasure from this. So this association, Sankirtan, coming together to discuss Krishna Katha, this is not just an activity in this world that helps us if we are in the diseased position, that means we are becoming victims of Maya. For us, it acts as medicine to counter the influence of Maya. And those who are already on the other side, they are beyond the reach of Maya now. They also do the same activity, but they're actually relishing it. So it acts in both ways, as a medicine for those who are being affected by Maya. And even after you're liberated, after you go back to the spiritual world also, same activity is happening. They come together and they hear Krishna Katha. Like Yaśodamayi, while she was churning the butter, she's remembering, she's singing. She's remembering and she's singing Krishna's wonderful activities. And that is the liberated stage. And in the conditioned state, if we do that, then that is our protection against Maya. But as you rightly said, what happens is we know it, but the mind is so powerful, or we are so much engrossed, right? Like we are under the grip of Maya, that even though we know this is what is to be done, still, we just keep pushing this aside, like after some time, let me first, get some.
So it's not like we are unfavorable. It's not like we are avoiding, but it needs more push.
Yeah. Like that. We'll try.
True
We'll
Mataji.
hope.
Yeah, true Mataji. Association is really important. Otherwise, we don't keep reminding. Like, just quick 30 seconds, I will tell. We were going through some family situation back in India past 2 days, since Friday night. And so agitation. It's not like we are this thing. I was like, Krishna, even for this kind of situations, what do you teach me? How do I handle this? Then remembering Krishna will help me to, to divert and then get back to whatever. And I was like, yesterday I was so exhausted, and this work, that work. I'm like, oh my God, I have to do this, I have to do this. Then for a moment, what can I do now that I don't get agitated? Just 2 seconds, I calmed down. I said, oh, Jagannath, I'm preparing this for you. Whether I get help or whether I'm tired or not, I have to do this for you. You give me mental strength and physical strength. So just that thinking of one thing left my agitation, Mataji. But why it doesn't always I remind myself, I don't know. But just one thing. And today morning again, a few calls, and that's why I was joining late. I was like, oh my God, in this mood, even if I join, will I be able to grasp anything? It's okay. Then I said, no. We should listen, no matter what. So again, I joined, and as you were saying, I forgot all that, whatever. Again, it will come back, but still, Mataji. So I was just laughing to myself, Krishna, maybe this is what it means for us, how to be in any kind of situation,
Bring ourselves to Shravanam, Kirtanam, Krishna's service, somehow or other, bring ourselves there. Yes, Mataji. Like, yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. I just wanted to share my own reflection, not to distract the class, but
yes, no problem. Thank you. So let's read Bhagavad Gita. We are reading from chapter 14. Yesterday's verse text 18 was, so we saw Krishna is repeating the points again because we are dull. That's why he knows. He says the same thing again and again. Urdhvam gacchanti sattvastha madhye tishtanti rajasa jaghanya guna vrittistha adho gacchanti tamasa. Right? Urdhvam gacchanti sattvastha. So if you are in the mode of goodness, sattva guna, you'll go higher. That means you'll go to higher planetary systems. Madhye tishtanti rajasa. If you are in the mode of passion, you'll remain in the middle. That means you'll take birth on the earthly planet, and you will get an opportunity to do kamya karma once again, fruitive activity. And jaghanya guna vrittistha. What is the most abominable mode? The mode of ignorance. And one who is in the mode of ignorance, adho gacchanti, he'll go down. One who is in tamoguna, he will go down. So that we read yesterday. We'll read today's verse, text 19. Nanyam gunebhyah kartaram yada drashtanupashyati gunebhyascha param vetti madbhavam sodhi gacchati. Nanyam gunebhyah kartaram yada drashtanupashyati gunebhyascha param vetti madbhavam sodhi gacchati. Na anyam gunebhyah kartaram. Kartara means karta, the doer. Who is the doer? Na anya. That means not anyone other than these gunas, these three modes. There is no doer other than these three modes. That means whatever work or activity is being done, who is doing that? The modes are doing. All activities, that means your thinking, feeling, willing, working, all this is done by who? It is done by the three modes, sattva, rajas, tamo, guna. Nanyam gunebhyah kartaram yada drashtanu pashyati. Now that person who is able to see this, right? Yada, when, drashta means the seer. Who is the seer here? The living entity is the seer. Anupashyati, he is able to see, right? He is seeing properly. That seer, when the seer sees that there is no one, no other doer than the three modes. It is the three modes who are doing everything. When the seer, who is the seer? The living entity. When the seer sees that everything is being done by the three modes only, then he is actually seeing, he is seeing the reality. Gunebhyascha param vetti. Param vetti. Madbhavam sodhi gacchati. That means one who sees that it is the modes who are doing everything, he is actually seeing, and he actually knows the modes, and such a person will attain to my nature. Madbhavam so adhigacchati. He will be promoted to my nature. My nature means transcendental position. He will not be controlled by the material nature. He will be transcendental. That means he'll be liberated. Liberated. So since this is Jnana Yoga, he'll be liberated means he'll transcend the three modes. He'll merge into Brahman. So, na anyam gunebhyah kartaram yada drashtanu pashyati gunebhyascha param vetti madbhavam sodhi gacchati. One who sees that other than the gunas, there is no other doer. Such a seer is actually seeing, and one who knows these gunas, he will achieve my nature. He will be promoted to my nature. So we'll read Srila Prabhupada's translation and purport, and then I'll explain a little bit more. When one properly sees that in all activities no other performer is at work than these modes of nature, and he knows the Supreme Lord who is transcendental to all these modes, he attains my spiritual nature. I'll read it again. When one properly sees that in all activities no other performer is at work than these modes of nature, that means it is these three modes only who are doing everything. And when one is able to see that it is the modes who are doing everything, I'm not doing, the modes are doing everything, and he knows the Supreme Lord, Param Vetti is said, right? So when he sees that the modes are doing everything, then who is controlling the modes? Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti. Krishna says, under my supervision, this Prakriti, Suyate sa Characharam, is creating all the moving and non-moving beings. This Prakriti is creating moving, non-moving beings under my supervision. That means a person who is seeing the three modes as the doer And he also knows the Supreme Lord, who is above the modes also. He sees the Supreme Lord, who is transcendental to all these modes. He attains my spiritual nature. You got this shloka? One who sees the modes as the doer is actually seeing. And what else does he see? He sees the Supreme Lord, who is transcendental to these three modes. Such a person is eligible for being promoted to the stage of liberation. Purport. One can transcend all the activities of the modes of material nature simply by understanding them properly, by learning from the proper souls. This is the key. We need a guru. Even in material science, you want to learn computer science, you want to learn this or that, anything you want to learn, you need a teacher. The most important thing, spiritual understanding, how we think that, all the knowledge is there within me and it'll just be revealed to me. We need a teacher. One can transcend all the activities of the modes of material nature simply by understanding them properly. So to understand them properly, you have to learn by learning from the proper souls. Krishna is teaching Bhagavad Gita also. Krishna is teaching Bhagavad Gita. Then you may say, then you can simply read Bhagavad Gita, but then why Srila Prabhupada gave us translations and purports also? Because we need a teacher who will explain. Similarly, you need someone to teach you how to understand the purport properly. Otherwise, because of if I am in the mode of passion, I will derive meanings from the purport according to my mentality. How this verse is saying, how I can earn more money in my business, and how I can become prosperous, and how I can become happy in my family life. That's the meaning I will derive from Srila Prabhupada's purport. Because I'm in the mode of passion, that's the meaning I will derive. So therefore, we need a teacher who can correct us. So when we give our answers, the teacher will see, oh, no, this is wrong. When I have some questions, the teacher can understand, oh, where this student is. Based on that, the teacher can correct if there are any mistakes. Otherwise, I will understand something wrongly and I will be thinking that that's what it is. Because there's nobody to correct me how I have understood. So you need a guru, a spiritual master. One can transcend all the activities of the modes of material nature simply by understanding them properly, by learning from the proper souls. The real spiritual master is Krishna, and he is imparting this spiritual knowledge to Arjuna. Similarly, it is from those who are Similarly, it is from those who are fully in Krishna consciousness that one has to learn this science of activities in terms of the modes of nature. So you can only get that much faith as much as the person who's teaching you has. You cannot get more than that. Either the person who's teaching you or the person who's giving you mercy. When you get mercy from a pure devotee, through that mercy, you are able to grasp the spiritual subjects. You are able to understand the reality from Shastra. When you get mercy from a pure devotee, then only you can understand. And you Sanskrit and you know Sanskrit language and you understand the meanings. That's not faith. Understanding means you will believe what is said. You will accept what is being said. That believing, that comes when you receive mercy from a pure devotee. Otherwise, if the person who is teaching you has this much faith, you can also get only that much faith. You cannot get full faith. That's why our progress in spiritual life is dependent on the mercy we get from pure devotees. You're understanding what I'm saying? When we get mercy, then by that mercy we'll be able to, and as much as, the person, the more power, bhakti power that person has, that much faith I can also get. I cannot get more than what the teacher has. No. Teacher or that devotee who's giving mercy, I can only get that much. So if you are getting association and mercy from a devotee who has mixed bhakti, not 100% faith, you can only come up to that level. You cannot go beyond that. The role of spiritual master is very critical in our progress in Krishna consciousness. And spiritual masters also, you have different spiritual masters. You have initiating spiritual master, you have Shravana Guru, you have Shiksha Guru. All of them play a very important role in our progress. And it can be the same person. One person can play all three roles also. That is there. But there is significance of Shravana Guru, there is significance of Shiksha Guru, significance of Diksha Guru. And any one of them can also deliver you. It's not that, one of them, if you take shelter of one of them, that person can deliver you. But the condition is that person should be fully Krishna conscious. Fully Krishna conscious. Bhargavi Mataji is remembering whatever I say. Yes. So the real spiritual master is Krishna, and he is imparting this spiritual knowledge to Arjun. Similarly, it is from those who are fully in Krishna consciousness that one has to learn this science of activities in terms of the modes of nature. You have to learn from a pure devotee. Otherwise, one's life will be misdirected. Same Bhagavad Gita you can hear from so many different people. Why? I'm not getting faith. That's why he's saying, otherwise one's life will be misdirected. You have to hear from a person who's fully Krishna conscious. By the instruction of a bona fide spirit. Now, if you get a question where to find such a person, pray to Krishna for that association. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham. If you are sincerely seeking, then the Lord can arrange. The very first, one more interesting point I will tell you here. The very first association that we get, very, very first, that means it can be in this life or previous life, from coming from karmi to turning towards Krishna, right? That happens by the independent free will of a pure devotee. That means that devotee is not giving you that mercy because you have some qualification or disqualification. Oh, this person is suffering in this material world. Let me give this mercy. Another person is doing very well. He's wealthy and he's happy. He doesn't need. Not like that. There is no criteria. There is no particular criteria for giving mercy. He can give mercy to a rich person, to a poor person, to a demigod, to a rakshasa, to a human being, to a child, to a chandala, anybody he can give. It's completely the free will. And by that mercy, your account is opened. Your spiritual devotional account becomes opened by the mercy of that sadhu. But you need more also to progress. From time to time, we need mercy. So the second time when you get that mercy, second, third, fourth, 10th, 100th time, we are living, we are thriving because of the mercy that we get. Otherwise, we won't progress in bhakti. So the next time when you get mercy, pure devotees may see, because of the first mercy that you got, now you may develop some devotional inclination. You show some interest in some devotional service. Seeing your inclination, devotees seeing your little devotion, they can give you more mercy because they are pleased. Devotees become pleased by devotion. But this doesn't mean that that mercy is now conditional. It is not. Because that little bhakti, whatever you're doing, it is because of the mercy coming from another devotee. So that bhakti is the cause for getting more mercy. So because bhakti is the cause, for mercy, so that mercy is again ahaituki. It is not conditional. And like this, step by step, we receive. So when we do some bhakti, when we do some devotional mercy, devotional service, we attract more mercy from devotees. So in this way, as we keep getting more and more mercy, we keep progressing. So again, coming back to that point, staying in the association of devotees is very important. And hearing from those who are fully Krishna conscious, that is very powerful. If you hear from those who are fully Krishna conscious, you get their mercy, then that's how you will also progress. You will get more and more faith and you will progress in devotional service. But if you don't get the mercy of those who are fully Krishna conscious, then you will be there only, stagnant. So you should seek that. How will you seek that? Seek that type of association. Render service. Try to please those devotees. Pray to Krishna. So Guru's role is very important. That's the point here. Similarly, it is from those who are fully in Krishna consciousness that one has to learn this science of activities in terms of the modes of nature. Otherwise, one's life will be misdirected. Even to understand Srila Prabhupada's purpose, we need help. We need teacher. Where to stress? Otherwise, when we read this line, fully will just go away above the head. We'll just skim through it. Oh, okay. Hear from someone who's Krishna conscious. Okay, everyone is Krishna conscious in our society. Fine. Fully in Krishna consciousness. By the instruction of a bona fide spiritual master, a living entity can know of his spiritual position, his material body, his senses, how he is entrapped, and how he is under the spell of the material modes of nature. You will be able to understand these things. Understand means what? You will hear and also you will believe it. When you hear from a bona fide spiritual master who is fully Krishna, as soon as you say bona fide spiritual master has a qualification, Shabde Parecha Nishnataha. He is expert in the scripture and he has experienced the Lord. That is a spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master. So when you get instructions from such a bona fide spiritual master, you will actually become convinced about your position, your spiritual position. I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul, right? Your senses, your body, how you're entrapped, how you're under the spell of material modes of nature. He is helpless being in the grip of these modes. But when he can see his real position, then he can attain the transcendental platform, having the scope for spiritual life. So how he is helpless? Because we see in this verse, actually it is the modes who is doing everything. The modes are doing everything. But I am thinking that I am doing. I made such a nice sabji today and I take all the credit. Wow, I'm such a good cook, right? Or I made such a nice garland and everyone says, wow, Mataji, wonderful garland. And I take all the credit. See how nicely I have made. I am not doing it. If you're doing it as a devotee, then because you're receiving that mercy, by that mercy it is happening. Because of bhakti, it is happening. And if you are in the conditioned state, then whatever wonderful things you're doing in this world, it's being done by the material modes, 3 modes of material nature. You are simply claiming that you are the doer. You are not doing anything. That's what this verse is saying. Everything is done by the 3 modes. In tomorrow's class, I will explain how it is. With a drawing, I'll show you how it is the modes who are doing. We are not doing anything. He's actually in a very helpless state. He means I, me, you, all of us, right? He is helpless, being in the grip of these modes. But when he can see his real position, then he can attain to the transcendental platform, having the scope for spiritual life. Actually, the living entity is not the performer of different activities. He is forced to act because he is situated in a particular type of body conducted by some particular mode of material nature. Just like if you're in the body of a dog, you will bark, you'll wag your tail. Because now you are in the dog's body, you're forced to act like a dog. You cannot act like a bird and fly in a dog's body. You are forced to act in a certain way, depending on the particular type of body you get. And why you got that body? Because of a particular mode. Karanam guna sangosya, guna sanga, association with a particular mode. Unless one has the help of spiritual authority, he cannot understand in what position he is actually situated. We cannot, if somebody is tied up by ropes, he cannot free himself. He needs the help of a person who has his hands free, who is not tied. Such a person can come and open up your rope that is binding you. Similarly, if I am conditioned, I will need the help of a spiritual authority who is liberated, who is fully Krishna conscious, for me to transcend the modes, for me to become untied, to understand my actual situation. With the association of a bona fide spiritual master, he can see his real position, and by such an understanding, he can become fixed in Krishna consciousness. That is why the very first Aarti in the morning, what do we sing? When we take darshan of the deities, it is prayers to the spiritual master. Gurvashtakam. And then Guru Puja. The role of spiritual master is very important, most important. With the association of a bona fide spiritual master, he can see his real position, and by such an understanding, he can become fixed in full Krishna consciousness. A man in Krishna consciousness is not controlled by the spell of the material modes of nature. So, how do you know who is in Krishna consciousness? He will not be controlled by the spell of the material modes of nature. It has already been stated in the 7th chapter that one who has surrendered to Krishna is relieved from the activities of material nature. For one who is able to see things as they are, the influence of material nature gradually ceases. So we will discuss more on this verse tomorrow, since the time is up. We will stop here. We will discuss it further tomorrow. Does anyone have any questions, comments? Yes, Mataji. Bhakti Sundari Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. Mataji, I have a question. You rightly said that we need a spiritual master or a teacher who is fully Krishna conscious, and he can give you the faith, the purity to that extent which he have. So what happens in our throughout the journey, we come across different teachers at maybe at the beginning some teacher, then later some other. So at some point we have to leave them behind.
Yeah.
And we start listening to some other teacher. So is it a kind of
betraying? No.
Yeah.
No, it's not like that. Because when it comes to Shravana Guru, of course, when I say Shravana Guru, actually Shravana Guru's position is also very high. So really, when we call a person a guru, it's a high position. But still, there also, that person may not be himself Shabde Parecha Nishnataha, but he is connected to another person, a guru who is in that level, then that is also fine. It's like a chain. You are connected, but it's a living chain, like living guru who can correct. So at least if one person on the top is in a liberated stage, and then under him, one person is getting trained, and another person is studying under this person, another person is studying under this person, everyone will be pulled up because of the top guru who is actually liberated, who is Shabde Parecha Nishnata. Okay. Having said that, so that means what I'm saying is, your immediate teacher may not be liberated, but if that teacher is connected to another teacher who is liberated, or if that teacher is connected to another teacher who is liberated, then also you can be pulled up because of the mercy of that Guru. Now, about Shravana Gurus, it is said in Shastra, in Bhakti Sandarbha, Srila Jiva Goswami says, you can hear from many Shravana Gurus. There is no problem with that. You can hear from 20, 30, 40 also Shravana Gurus. And there is no harm and there is nothing wrong with that. Diksha Guru is only one. You cannot take Diksha from more than one Guru. Shiksha Gurus, usually you will have not many, maybe one or two, like that you may have, maybe 2 or 3 also. But Shravana Gurus, you can have many. Why? The reason is, Shravana Guru's role is, he tries to instill faith in you by making you hear from Shastras. Just like when you go to school, there are different teachers. Certain teachers teach in such a way that you understand it very nicely. But if you hear from different teachers, just like you hear from one person, that concept didn't become clear in your mind. You ask the teacher again and again, the teacher has, if the teacher is not a very expert teacher, let's say, or that teacher has certain examples with which he's explaining to you, but you're not able to grasp the concept. Now you hear from another teacher that another teacher explains the same subject from a different perspective. And then you hear from a third guru, that teacher explains from yet another perspective. So in this way, when you hear a topic from different perspectives, you get a proper grasp, proper understanding of that subject. Therefore, it is actually encouraged that you hear from different Shravana Gurus. But the problem that comes here is, or the condition here is, because this is expected, there should be, the philosophy should be uniform. The gurus who are speaking, they should stay loyal to the parampara, to the scripture, to the philosophy. Then you can hear from so many different gurus because everybody is chaste, faithful to scripture, to the Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. They won't change the philosophy itself. It will only nourish when you hear from different gurus. Everyone is saying the same thing, but from different angles, then it will nourish you. But the problem comes when the persons that you're hearing, if they're adding some masala here and there, some concoction, then you hear one thing from one person, something else from another person, and yet anything from another person, then you're confused. So when you don't have, so here the real problem is, the gurus should be properly in a society. When the Shravana Gurus who are teaching philosophy, if they are all properly monitored, they are trained properly, then in society everyone will nicely progress. Because the philosophy, when Srila Prabhupada was teaching, everybody was listening to Srila Prabhupada. So there was uniform teaching. He wrote the purports and he is only giving lectures on the purports. So there is uniform philosophy. But then after Srila Prabhupada, those who were immediately taught by Srila Prabhupada, those who were able to grasp the message as it is, they're teaching. But the generation after that, people hear from so many different things. Now, if you hear so many stories, something's taken from this movie, some from that, or from this book, or from that, and everything is mixed and just served out as khichdi to the audience, and they will hear that. So the message is not being presented uniformly. That's why we have to go back to the roots to see what is the Siddhanta, what is the philosophy. Otherwise, how will you decide who is speaking right and who is not speaking right? So, coming back to your question, in our journey, we come across, and life also changes actually, places also, devotees, they are serving in one particular temple or, the congregation of one particular temple, then they get a job somewhere else, they go to some other place. So then they will connect with the devotees there and there. Now they'll start listening to somebody there. So that doesn't mean that now they are not being loyal to the devotees here. No, it's not like that. There's nothing wrong with that. And also, if this is also a principle, there shouldn't be any, feeling of, there shouldn't be any offense. That type of mentality should not be there towards the spiritual master. The person who taught you initially may know 30%, but that person has honestly taught you whatever that person knew. 30% he taught you. But now you're getting 40-50% knowledge from some other source. Of course, within our sampradaya, it's not like you're going outside. Then very respectfully, if you are still there, like if your guru is there in front of you, we are saying, if you're in some other place, then it's a different thing. But if you're there, then you can take permission from your guru that, can I learn from this other guru because he's teaching, higher. And a genuine guru, if he sees that the other person has, is capable of taking my disciple to the next level. I am only able to bring him to this point, and this other person is able to bring him to the next level. He will give his permission. The guru will give permission. He says yes. Because at the end of the day, the guru wants the disciple to come to the stage of pure devotional service, surrendering to Krishna completely. So if someone else is able to take him to the next level, he will give permission. A genuine guru will give permission. So with all respects, with all, taking permission, that is if you're there in the same place, right? If the guru is there, then you take permission and you can hear from other person also. There is no offense there. But in some cases, if the guru says no, then in that case, actually, it is said that it will be improper on the part of the guru to say no like that. But also, there's also the other side. The disciple is actually very neophyte, right? You are in kindergarten, but you want to go and sit in the 10th grade class. Then the guru sees, that's why if you have to select a guru who is genuine in the first place. That's the first thing. Because Srila Jiva Goswami says, if you have chosen a false guru, then we don't have any solution for that. Shastra doesn't give any solution. Who told you to go to a false guru? Like that he says. So there is really no solution given there about that. He doesn't say, I'm not taking responsibility. We have already given you how you should choose a guru. What is the procedure? In spite of all that, you didn't do your work, homework, and you just went and fell in the trap of some false guru. So now you're coming, what can Shastra do? So there's no solution given there about that, what to do in that situation like that. But otherwise, a genuine guru will certainly, and the other point I'm making is, so considering the guru is genuine, if he sees that the disciple is actually He's a neophyte. He doesn't even understand ABCD and he's thinking about, Raganuga Bhakti and, he wants to go and all that. So the Guru will say, no, you first do this. This is not your qualification now. You have to follow that Guru's instruction, right? Because he sees if you go there, you will just, you don't have qualification. The thing is qualification. So as far as hearing, Shravanam, there is nothing wrong. If you're hearing from different Shravana Gurus, there is no objection. Provided all the Gurus are giving that uniform message as it is given in Shastra. That should be there. There is no offense if you hear from others. But at the same time, you should be grateful. Whatever little help any person has done to you on your journey in Krishna consciousness, even the very first devotee who just told you how you should offer your food to Krishna, be grateful to everybody. And this is a journey. And as you meet more and more, then you will take, because ultimately, Guru is who? Guru Tattva is Lord Balaram, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, coming to us in different roles, helping us come higher and higher. So we have to be grateful to all the spiritual masters who have helped us. That's why it said in plural, Om Ajnana Tinirandasya Jnana. No, the next one. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun, plural. Vaishnavamscha. So, did it make sense or did I go all over the place, Mataji? Bhakti Sangini.
Very much clear, Mataji. You clearly told every aspect of the teachings and how the role of the Guru. Just one another follow-up question I have. Definitely, Gurus are very much at exalted position and definitely they will guide us to the right source. But sometimes we observe we are having the preachers group. So the preachers sometimes try to hold on to some devotees, showing the adhikar that if they are hearing somewhere or like definitely they are having the respectable feelings towards the same preacher, but sometimes they are attracted to the some other teacher maybe, and the previous teacher will try to hold on. No,
Yeah.
you should learn from me. In that case, Mataji,
That's not
what?
appropriate. That's what I was telling you. A genuine Guru will not. That's why I gave both cases. That a genuine teacher is concerned about the progress of the student. So, one case is he knows that he cannot bring the student to higher level than what, he sees that the other teacher is clearly able to take the student further or give him, more knowledge of Shastra. Help this student go deeper into the understanding of Shastra. But in spite of that, because of false ego. So that's why I said a genuine teacher will not have such feelings. But when you are conditioned yourself, then you'll have all these problems, like in the material world. Right? My position, my people, my jurisdiction, my area, I will not let them go. Then that type of attitude is not right on the part of the teacher. That's why I said that will actually check that teacher's spiritual progress, because he is checking the progress of a devotee. So he shouldn't do that. He shouldn't do that. But on the other hand, if the preacher or the teacher clearly sees what is the level of the student And this student is just simply, jumping like a butterfly, sometimes here, sometimes there, but doesn't have that seriousness, then he might say, don't go here and there, just study the basics first. So there has to be a proper understanding, right? So whatever steps we take, that's why we have sadhu, guru, and shastra, all three. We have to, so to understand what a sadhu is saying, is it proper or not, you have to take help from guru and shastra. To see if the guru is bona fide or not, or what the guru is saying is right or not, you have to take help from sadhu and shastra. When something is said in shastra, how to understand that? Can I apply this in life? How to apply this in life? How to understand that? Because many things are said in shastra. Which one should I apply? All are right. But what is applicable to me now? How to apply this? How do you know? From sadhu and guru. That means it's a triangle. You have 3 points: guru, sadhu, and shastra. To know one, you have to consult the other 2. So if we are having some questions, some issues from the immediate teacher, maybe that can be a sadhu or a guru, depending on the relationship, then you have to consult the other 2 to deal, how to deal with this situation. Like that. So, yeah. So I told you both cases. So if the preacher is genuine, and when the preacher is telling you don't go, it's possible that you are such a neophyte that you first have to learn your basics properly. You stick to the basic program that is said. Don't just go all over the place and then, because it will also be seen in how you are progressing in your Krishna consciousness. If you're actually, if it is actually helping you, making you steady, making you steady and progress in your Krishna consciousness, that will be visible. Otherwise, for few days, they'll go to one person and then, and then leave this person and go to another person, and then leave that person, go to another person. They're not at peace. That is also there. So both sides it's there. So which situation am I dealing with? Is the fault in me, or is the fault in the preacher? How do I know? Like if this is like a very serious concern, I'm saying, like, if the preacher is not allowing the devotees to hear from anywhere else, and whatever I say, that is ultimate, then in that case, you have to take help. You have to consult from Shastra. So as I told you, from Shastra, from Sri Bhakti Sandarbha, it's not right on the teacher's part. If there is genuinely another teacher who is teaching, who is helping this devotee come to a higher level, the teacher should not hold him behind and say, no, you cannot do. That's not right on his part. That will check his bhakti only if he does that. So what should you do in that case? So you can just offer your obeisances, and you can just offer your obeisances to that teacher, and you can take lessons from the other person. But you have to be very careful to see that if that is the actual case, right? But in general, hearing, if the message that is being said is authentic, And, if then there should not be, it's not appropriate, it's not correct for the preacher or the teacher to stop the progress of a devotee. It's not right. And they don't do it also. Genuine devotees have experienced, they don't stop you. They are only concerned of your progress. Even if they, at any time, if they say no also, it will be out of concern, genuine devotees. But if there is, this territorial things, then that's not right. It shouldn't be like that. That's as far as I'm able to go. I'm not able to explain beyond that.
Very nice, Mataji. Very much clear. You told everything from all the holistic way. Thank you very much, Mataji, for such a wonderful and detailed expression with the Shastric references. Thank you very much, Mataji.
We will end here. Thank you all, dear devotees. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti vaishnavebhyo jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.